Welcome to the TED Ed Podcast, where we delve into the issues that shape our daily lives and drive our productivity. We confront topics that matter deeply to all of us, from healthcare and affirmative action to voting rights and monetary success and failure. We cover it all. And yes, we dive into the complex world of politics, exploring how our country has evolved from slavery to the 21st century. Our content is crafted with care and expertise, drawing from years of experience in these critical areas. We invite you to give the TED Ed podcast a listen. You won't be disappointed. Share your thoughts with friends and confidants, and don't forget to like, comment, and share our episodes. Your engagement helps us grow and reach more listeners. Are you passionate about these topics? Do you have unique insights to share? You could be one of our guest speakers. Drop us a line, send an email, or leave a comment. All requests will be considered. Join us on this journey of exploration and understanding. This is the TED Ed Podcast. Thank you, and enjoy the show.
So, people, we are back here again. We are talking about technology out here with Mr. Harvey, and we're hoping that some of you folks out there can make it up to at least the 21st century as far as technology is concerned out here. So, anyway, Ted, what you got going on? You said that you were going to talk to us, man, about all of these executive orders that our esteemed Daddy Diaper has been putting out.
Man, let me tell you, people out there, this man, and some of the stuff has been on TV, but the stuff that he's doing is just absolutely insane. Now, some things is yay, some things is no. But initiate recessions of harmful executive orders and actions. I don't know what that means. Restoring freedom of speech and ending federal censorship. Ending federal censorship. Ending the weaponization of the federal government. These are executive orders. Putting America first in international environmental agreement. Application of protecting Americans from foreign adversary controlled application act to TikTok. Withdrawing the United States from the World Health Organization. Now that one, I didn't quite understand why he would do that. Restoring accountability to policy influencing positions within the United States federal workforce. That's the one that he's planning on getting rid of a lot of people. Holding former government officials accountable for election interference and improper disclosure of sensitive government information. You know, he just released the Kennedy brothers documents and MLK, clarifying the military's role in protecting the territory integrity of the United States, unleashing American energy, realigning the United States refugees admissions program. Then he signed one for restoring our borders, restoring the death. Now, this is the thing they're here, because Joe Biden he signed an executive order so these people couldn't get murdered or killed. Restoring the death penalty and protecting public safety. Declaring a national energy emergency. Reevaluating and realigning United States foreign aid. So you're going to be cutting a whole lot of foreign aid. Unleashing Alaska's extraordinary resource potential, protecting the United States from foreign terrorists and other national security and public safety threats. I'm trying to see something here's one, defending women from gender ideology, extremism, and restoring biological truth to the federal government. That's the one that he's saying that there's only two sexes, male and female. Ending radical and wasteful government DEI programs, restoring the federal hiring process, and restoring merit to government services. Merit. Any of those you want to talk about?
Hey, there's a whole bunch of them.
Case.
Well, you mentioned the World Health Organization,
Yes.
and you were saying, I don't know why he bothered that. Well, his explanation for uh, pulling themselves away from the World Health Organization was the fact that this health organization, the United States, was almost carrying the organization by themselves. They were paying the most money out,
Oh,
and
billions, billions.
as
They
you
were giving
remember,
billions.
and as you remember, in his last term and stuff, he had a big argument and stuff with the European Union about what they were paying as far as the NATO was concerned, as far as other things concerned. Well, he got so upset with him and everything that now he's saying, well, I'm going to deal with this health organization too. And along with, and I'm pretty sure that the Europeans and stuff already know that he is not going to become involved very much in NATO either. And that could be one of the reasons and stuff why he was so adamant and stuff about getting this knucklehead confirmed and stuff to be the defense secretary, because he's going to probably be, that guy's probably going to be directly involved in this NATO crap and everything that's getting ready to, that he's getting ready to probably create some problems and stuff with. So but anyway, the World Health thing was because he said that the United States is paying too much money, so we're not going to give them any more money, which uh, he would have thought that he would have thought a little bit careful and stuff about it, doing it, maybe not just remove themselves from it, but reduce the amount of money that United States and stuff and everything will be giving the World Health Organization, because a lot of your uh, viruses and germs or whatever you want to call it and stuff and everything, pandemic items and stuff and everything, come from the World Organization and stuff. Is the organization that really helps to control what the health and stuff of the world. And the last time he was in office, he had that pandemic that came along. And if they had not have been in the World Health Organization, they probably would not have found out about this crap and stuff until after it killed more than 1 million people in the United States. So sometimes your reactions and stuff you might be justified in one thing, but there's a reason and stuff why people have set up these organizations and set up these pay. And man, and removing the United States from all this stuff and everything, he's isolating us. He's isolating to this country. And isolationism is not a good thing. Not when your whole economy now is based on the world economy. You cannot isolate yourself. It's almost impossible. If you try or if you do, you almost put a death hold and stuff on the chokehold on this country.
Well, there's two things that he has here, and I want to go into detail. Hopefully, it'll go directly to the order. Strengthening American leadership in digital financial technology. You know what that is, don't you?
Crypto.
That's right. And he got a bunch of stuff here, bro. that he planned on doing. He just gave them $500 billion.
Gave who?
He gave, well, I apologize. That's for the AI. I want to talk about that later, but
No. Let's talk right now because you brought something up. His sidekick, the co-president, said that's not going to happen.
that's what he said.
Yes, sir. Elon, the co-president, said that's not happening. They ain't giving that money to them. He already came out and said it against him. Trump didn't say a word when he said they ain't giving them that money. All that was bluster, he said. Elon said that's not true. We ain't giving them the people that much money.
Co-president said that.
The co-president said that, and he never said a word. He never said he lied or shut up. He ain't said a word. He came back and said, "Oh no, don't listen to him." He ain't said a word. After he did that, when Elon came back and said that's not going to happen, he didn't say a word. Not one word. So go ahead. Now you can talk about the other stuff.
Okay.
Some of this stuff, Ted, that you're saying right here, it's got asterisks behind them because he said that on his first day, but we're now in day 5, and probably a third of that stuff is not even true anymore. You know, he busts out of his mouth and says stuff, and you come to find out 4 or 5 days later that he was lying. So go ahead. I'm listening.
Well, let me look at that one. Removing American leadership artificial intelligence. Okay, here's one here. Removing barriers to American leadership in artificial intelligence.
America.
Now, this thing here is the AI situation, man. Is he just no barriers? They had set up, Biden administration has set up a way that they would be monitored, they would be regulated. There are no more barriers in AI, so they can go buck wild.
Mm-hmm. That's what he said now. That's what he said now. But is that true? Go ahead. Is that true?
Well, you say if that's true. I mean, I'm just going by what he signed in the executive order. But he did a lot of executive orders, bro. He did over.
I know it. Man, he just went hog wild, man. They were giving him executive orders, man, for about an hour. He was signing them. And while the news media was asking him questions about it as he was signing it. And he was trying to explain to them why he was doing it, why he was signing them. As soon as he finished signing, he gave another one, they could pass out another one. So most of the time, the news media didn't even have a chance to really find out if he knew what the hell he was doing. Because he was giving, I was listening to some of that stuff he was saying, and he was just giving lip service to it, and he really wasn't even answering them.
So what you saying, and I think you've said this before, that most of that stuff won't even be. It won't
Probably.
even be. It's not significant.
Probably.
It won't even transpire.
Probably. Just like that birthright thing. The courts already done stopped him.
One court, they said they can go to state.
Well, he once that's a federal judge. He's talking about going, and he hasn't even really put up a good fight against the guy and stuff because the man said this is patently unconstitutional. And his folks and stuff who were sitting there looking at him in the face, and they're finally saying to him,
America.
This ain't going to happen. It's unless the Supreme Court decides that they want to go into it and disinvolve the Constitution of the United States, it's not going to happen. That is the 14th Amendment. And if you want to change that crap, you got to have 2/3 of the Congress and 3/4 of the country to ratify it.
They won't even ratify the ERA.
Right. They can't do nothing.
Here's one. The Trump administration revoked a Biden executive order that created a task force to reunite families separated at the southern border.
Mm-hmm.
In the time of task force was a place, it reunited nearly 800 children with their parents, according to a report. So, and there's still children out there. They don't tell you how many that's out there yet,
Mm-hmm.
but there's supposed to be thousands and thousands of them.
It is. And nobody's, after all that big outcry about it, nobody is really saying anything about it because those poor kids and their parents and stuff have no idea where their child is at. There are people back in these countries and stuff that they threw back out of the country, and they have no idea where their child is at.
It's a
And
cold-blooded
nobody,
dude, ain't it?
yeah, and nobody's saying anything about it because they sitting back there in another country, poor or whatever, or somebody done killed them, or they just can't do anything about it. They just, all they can do is mourn the missing of their child because they don't have any way of letting anybody know that their child is still missing.
America, America.
Enforcing the HYPE amendment. What is that?
The what?
Enforcing the HYPE, HYPE amendment. By the authority vested in me, the president, according to the constitutional laws of the United States, purpose and policy, all this is legal jargon here. Congress has annually adopted the HYPE amendment, similar laws that prevent federal funding of elective abortion, reflecting
Oh,
a
yeah.
long-standing consensus that American taxpayers should not
Go
be
to
forced
pay
to pay for
abortion.
the practice.
Right. So if you got Medicare and you're using that money to pay for an abortion, you can't do it. You got Medicaid and you're using that money to pay for an abortion, you can't do it. Even if you have your own insurance, you can't use their insurance money to pay for an abortion.
Really?
That's what he's saying. So if you want an abortion, you got to pay for it yourself.
I was
And it
looking
went,
for that one that he,
and you don't see the women out there in the outcry. They didn't shut up.
yeah, I was looking for these. He signed a executive order to cut all of Biden's discounted
Drug prices, yeah.
medications.
Right. He did it after that. He didn't do that the first day. He did that afterwards. A couple of days ago, he did that. That wasn't the first day.
Ooh, boy.
He slipped that one in on all the seniors. Just like he slipped in that pardon after the first day. He thought people weren't going to see it. He taking lumps of bump for it, but he don't care. He got his army setting up.
There's so many, man. We can go back to that. What you got?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And the federal judges and stuff and everything who were involved with these daggone cases, man. Each one of them, all of them who they even turned loose and everything, got different orders and stuff on them that they have no idea what the heck going on. Two of them and stuff and everything who were the leaders of these oath keepers and stuff. He told the judge told them that they can't come to Washington, D.C. at all. They are barred for life from coming to Washington, D.C. Part of that daggone release.
Really?
Yeah. He barred them for life coming to D.C. They cannot ever come to the Washington, D.C. again. I mean, I'm telling you, these judges and stuff, they done put up a woo-wee. They pissed at him. That judicial system, man, they putting up some fights, man. Fights that most folks didn't think that they would put up. And they got a hell of a thing going on, they say, and because of how he created the pardons or whatever he did, there were like two different avenues he went to pardon these folks. And because some of the people and stuff hadn't even been into court to be convicted yet. They were still being set up to go to court.
And he pardoned.
Well, he had there was, like I said, there were two different kind of pardons. So the ones and stuff that hadn't even made it to court and everything, those are the ones that the judges and stuff are saying that we are going to let them go with prejudice. That means that they can be retried again after that son of a gun leaves the White House. They can bring charges against them after he leaves the White House.
Well, we know the DOD has been approved, the Secretary, and the Secretary of Homeland Security has been approved.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't seen that FBI guy yet.
Well, all of them are fools, so I don't know. Let's get back now to something that you mentioned to me earlier before we came on the air, Ted, and that was about our esteemed House Minority Leader.
Yes.
You asked me, had I saw his speech? Correct?
Correct.
And that speech was the one that he did when Trump released all those January 6th people, right?
Yep.
Okay. I listened to probably half of his speech. And I didn't think he was tough enough. He was a little bit same old rhetoric you done heard before. He ain't said anything about kicking that man in his teeth. He ain't really dogged out those folks and stuff and called them out by name for saying what they said, that it was okay for him to do that. I think I'd have sat down there and called him out and say, hey, so-and-so and so-and-so said that. Do you agree with what your representative has said about releasing these folks out here into the wild? And let the folks know what they might be doing. That this could be his daggone army that he's releasing out there to do exactly what he wants them to do again. He's releasing these people out there knowing that they're part of a right-wing racist group. And the fact that some of their family members testified against them in court. And that their family members could be in jeopardy of being killed.
That's right. I seen the interview with one of the sons.
Yeah. He never said anything about all that. You have to let people know exactly what the heck going on. What the repercussions is for what the heck happened.
And what he did was people were having security to protect them. He called that off.
Right. He took them people that they were these people are on the assassination list for Iran to be assassinated. Even Fauci, who was taking care of this country and stuff and everything for all during our pandemic. This man putting his life in jeopardy and stuff to make sure that the American people can get through this pandemic.
He did the same thing
Took
with
his
HIV.
people away. Right. Now, Bolton, hey, like you said, Bolton might be a different story, but Fauci, this man ain't. And the thing that he said was, well, they got enough money, they can protect themselves, they can get their own workforce, own security force. Eh, he got a security force. Ah,
So you weren't impressed with Hakeem.
no, I didn't. I wasn't very impressed at all with what he had to say. Not at all. He did not articulate exactly the danger that is going on and stuff here.
He made one statement that I think that, here's the thing, these people need to be on ABC, CBS, all the cable networks. The Republicans are responsible for whatever goes down. And they need to keep saying that over and over and over. They are responsible for the food prices. You know, he made the statement, well, if they do something regarding certain things that we agree to, we'll vote for it. But if not, that's going to hurt the American people. We're not going to vote for it. And they will be responsible for what bills or whatever they sign. They only got a 2-seat advantage so far. 215 and 217. And they're waiting for, I guess, what is it, 3 more people? They got people who have to run for office or whatever they have to do.
Well, the Republicans are not too worried about it because they figure that these folks are in a safe Republican district, so they expect that whoever's going to run, as long as they're Republican, they're probably going to keep those seats, and they're pretty adamant about that they're going to keep those seats. And you have groups and stuff out there now who are sending out these emails and stuff like that. Give us some money so we can defend these seats and everything. We got a chance to put people back in there. Well, you need to be honest and stuff with the American people who you're asking to give money to, and make them totally aware of the fact that yes, there's a chance, but it's not a good chance and stuff that we're going to do it unless we can put some strong folks and stuff into these positions and stuff and everything, and let the people and stuff understand that where these districts and stuff are at, where they have been voted, how they have voted before, and give them a battle stand or a battle plan and stuff as to how they plan on winning these daggone seats. If you're just telling people that you're going to put folks in there, we need money because we can get these seats back, and you're not telling people how you're going to win these daggone seats, or if you got a chance to win these seats, then I don't think I would be throwing my money out there into that. I'm throwing my money out there into a black hole. At least let me know if I got a chance of winning out, getting this thing done. And they're not being honest.
Here's the thing: they don't fight for their Congress people. To me, all they want to do is ask for money.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't give any kind of, who I don't even know who's running in these offices. I'm right here in Florida. I don't know who's running.
Right. You don't know what's going on. You don't know if who's out there, who's doing what. Even the folks that you're trying to get out there to run, they need to be out there standing up and saying, hey, I'm running in this daggone district. You need to know who they are before you start begging for money. The first thing they did is start begging for money. I didn't give them a dime. I didn't even, matter of fact, as soon as I see it, I delete it. And then you get a nasty email back. Well, you didn't donate any money. And you can't send anything out there, because if you send something back and say, God damn it, you ain't told me this and told me that, they ain't even listening to it. Excuse my French, people. Excuse me.
Well, they're not assertive enough, man. They're just not assertive enough.
Yeah. These folks and stuff that they are from a district and stuff that had voted Republican. Now, if they barely won their seat, then I'm gonna say to them, I might have a chance of giving them my money. But if they in a Republican stronghold and you ain't got no Democrats in there ready to run, or the people who, or they might have been in the district and stuff where they didn't even have any opposition. As soon as they passed the primary, they won.
Well, here's the thing, though, Ed. If you don't put feet on the ground and got people out there knocking on doors, explaining to the people, having meetings on a consistent basis, because in every state there's Democrats, every state, and get out there and try to convince these Republicans and that's registered Republicans to say this is at your best interest, and try to explain to them why it's best to make the Democratic in charge. Because they selling fluff out there. We're gonna get rid of all of these illegals. We're gonna stop the crime. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. We're gonna cut government. But all they're doing is cutting government so they can give it to the rich people. That's what's gonna happen. Because the more money they cut, that means more money that is available to cut them taxes. And he want to break it down to 15%, not 21%. Now, we bring in over $4 trillion a year, and $3 trillion that is already spent.
That's and that's what I was getting ready to say. Ted, we already got a hole they're in. They already got a hole that they're missing. They haven't even filled the hole that they did back in 2017. That hole's still there. It's still there. And you talking about giving some more, dig the hole even deeper? Or give them an unlimited amount of money above your head? And now we don't even have no national debt thing. We're gonna get rid of that ceiling. You gotta spend some money. You got to get out of this first hole. You got to get out the first hole that they put us in. And nobody's articulating that. They're all talking woo, ooh, 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 well, we need to fight them. We need to do this. We need to fight them. We need to tell them and make people the truth. Damn trying to fight them, tell the people the truth. Let them know what the truth is. And then let the Republicans defend that ground. Hakeem Jeffries, the House Minority Leader said this about this. What you gonna say about that?
If something is wrong with these people that run for Congress, and maybe they don't have a personality like a Crockett or AOC, there's something wrong with this. And maybe they're tired of getting death threats, and I can appreciate that. But there's something wrong here, bro. I mean, they have allowed these people to fester over the years because they're not getting out there to the people. Because you have all of these, and I've said this before, conservative radio stations, over 1,700 of them. You got all these TV stations, you got all these internet stations that's going on. And they're not fighting. And instead of you building a coalition and getting your own radio stations, talking to business people or people that's on your side, hey, we need you to start a radio station where you can talk about liberal and progressive things. The only person that's on air is, what's his name? Hartman. Hartman is the only one that's on the air that I can find. And I've listened to him so many times, I don't have to listen to him because I already know what he's going to say and what he's going to talk about. He's not a real strong person, but he does bring up facts. Well, we need people to be political. And that's what all these radio stations are, political. Every time you hear them open their mouth, they're talking about the leftists, the Marxists, the communists. And they didn't program these people's mind that anybody that's a Democrat is a communist or a leftist, far left. Get on these radio stations or get some people that get a conservative radio station and get to talking politically. Because you remember years ago, Ed, they used to have the Equal Sharing Act. If one Republican was saying something, you had to have a Democrat or vice versa. You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
That was the law. And they got rid of that. Now you get these people just chirping all the time, 24/7. 24/7, they just chirping. And most of them are just, whatever coming out their mouth is lies, exaggerations. You got to fight fire with fire. You can't depend on these news people, these TV stations and these radio and newspapers. Look what they did the last time. They didn't even endorse nobody.
Hmm.
But yet still you fighting for the people. You fighting for the people, you got to really fight. You can't be sitting around, talking about policy. Policy is good. I like policy. That changes things. That makes things better. But this is political, bro. Start talking about politics. They call you a leftist, call them extremists, right wing. I heard them call them the mega white wing, and I heard, Hakeem say that and all that. But it's more of that stuff need to be said and what they stand for. And these so-called MAGA people, they love these multi-billionaires because a lot of those billionaires give them money to their little nonprofits. They give millions of dollars to these nonprofits so they can curry favor. And let me tell you, those billionaires, once you got a following on your radio show or you got a following on your whatever show that it is, in your newspaper, they're gonna follow you. They're gonna put advertising dollars in your pocket. And you got a lot of people that are progressive. I wouldn't say far right, but I'm just a far left. But it's got a lot of progressive people that's for doing the right things, for mobility, for progress, for people's justice. These people going out marching and everything, all that stuff don't do nothing. It might bring attention to a minute, but let me tell you something. They had a march, BLM, didn't see it on TV. It was a little article in the newspapers of little places in here and there. They had a rally regarding Martin Luther King, didn't get no coverage. They had the women's march, didn't get no coverage. They had more coverage of what is the right to life. They had more coverage than that. They had more coverage. These people need to get aggressive, man.
And that's exactly what I just wanted to say, man, that you got these old guards there in the Democratic Party. And these old guard folks, man, they just sitting around and, well, we ain't gonna do anything about it. We're not gonna bash these people in the head. If you don't bash these fools in the head and stuff, they're not gonna listen to you. You got to sit there and stuff instead of sitting down there and keeping quiet and allowing them to grab that bully pulpit and say what they got to say without you coming back and saying anything about what had going on, it's not going to happen. I'm looking at this uh, chairmanship and everything that you had this young lady and stuff wanted to run for oversight
AOC.
committee. She wanted to run. Now she got a voice. This other son of a gun, 70-some-year-old man and stuff and everything. Well, he been there a long time and he waiting for that seat, so we need to let him have it. Why would you let him have something and he can't open his mouth? Nobody knows about it. He don't say anything. He does not stand up for anybody. I haven't heard him stand up for anybody or what's going on in there in the oversight committee. And these people running the oversight committees and stuff and not saying a word. Now, you got Jasmine up in there. She opened her mouth. She got AOC in there. She opened her mouth up. But guess what they did with her? And to placate her because she didn't win that seat and everything, they put her on another daggone committee and stuff. They're going to give her another, we're going to let her go over here on this committee over here. They just placated her. Put us off someplace else. But that oversight committee is a heck of a lot stronger than that other committee and stuff is. Somebody needs to stand up there and tell these people what the hell, the American people, what these fools are doing. How they are messing with our folks here. Why are they having another daggone committee thing or investigation in Joe Biden? And already said something about it. He's already been investigated.
Wait a minute. Are you trying to tell me you heard something about having another investigation?
Yeah, they can have another investigation on Joe Biden.
It's a waste of taxpayer dollars.
That's it. Now you need to tell people that. This is a waste of our time and our money. We got other oversight that we need to get done. And you ain't heard a Democrat saying a word. They ain't standing out there or going on those shows, just like you just said. I'm going to sit up there. I'm going to go on MSNBC. I'm going to go on Fox or whatever it is and tell these folks what the heck going on. Now, when Biden was sitting there was only one person and stuff in his administration who wasn't scared of him. He go on Fox in a minute. And that was Little Petey. He jumped right on there in Fox and listened to what they got to say. And most of the time,
those and he raked them through the coals.
He raked them over the coals. But you can't get none of them to go on the Fox. You got to go into the belly of the beast. You may not win. You may not win any fights and stuff.
Why would you run for Congress or even senators for that matter? Because, they quiet as a mouse too. And a lot of those on the right, they always on TV. They don't come on MSNBC.
But they coming on there all the time and they open their mouth up and saying stupid stuff. And ain't nobody going to sit down there and say anything against them.
And then they don't correct them. They sit there and tell all kind of bogus lies and nobody says nothing.
And the commentator, whoever run the show, don't say a word. Just sit there and watch them say that lie. Yeah, and the commentator know it, and they know they're lying. And they won't open their mouth. I can't say nothing to them.
I mean,
I might lose my job.
Yeah. That's the deal. My people might not like me.
They ain't gonna like me saying that. Well, bring somebody on there who's gonna say something. Now, if Hakeem don't want to do it as the House Majority Leader, House Minority Leader, send somebody else on there who's gonna say something. Take the muzzle off of Jasmine. Take the muzzle off of AOC. Take the muzzle off the rest of them women around there who's saying that. They're a bald-headed girl from Massachusetts. They would go on them shows.
And they got that little funny looking, like well, I ain't gonna say what he look like, but I'm just saying the guy from Florida, he always coming at him.
Hey, send him on these shows. Put him out there. Let him open his mouth and say something about this crap that's going on. You got to get out there into that belly of that beast, man. And even if they don't listen to what you got to say, get out there and say something. Open your mouth and talk about the fact that this man sitting up there who just became the defense secretary and stuff, then beat up his wife. You ain't got to be. You ain't got to say, well, ain't no proof. All you got to do is just say it. Then they got to prove that you were lying. To prove that you were lying, they got to go back and pull that daggone
They scared, Ed.
NDA. They got to pull that NDA and stuff that happened in their divorce decree and find out if it's the truth or not. He beat up his wife. Well, you lied. Well, prove I'm lying. You know they can't. They put him in there. Your representative, call them all out. Every last one of them 50 Republican senators put him in. You had two brave women to stand up and say no. Two of them.
And then what about that Ernest woman?
She don't care. She follow right along with him. The girl from Iowa and the girl
And
from
she's supposed to be military. She was military. She was a pilot.
Who?
Ernest. Senator Ernest. That's her name.
Ernst. Oh yeah, the one from Iowa. Yeah. Well, she voted for him.
That's what I'm saying.
But I'm just saying. But I'm just saying. But I'm just saying. You got two women and stuff. You got the lady from Alaska, Murkowski, and the other lady who voted against him. So
I think she learned her lesson, bro.
Who?
When she voted for those Supreme Court people.
Oh yeah, she hurt, man. That burnt her real good. They burnt the crap out of her.
She's fighting for a job.
She's fighting for a job now. They burnt her like a son of a gun because I think she's coming up for re-election here real soon. And they're getting ready to burn her. Oh man. Oh, Ted. Another thing you asked me about. I know some of you folks probably didn't see it, but our esteemed Daddy Diaper went to North Carolina, got off the plane, did a photo op, didn't do anything at all over there to his esteemed Republican folks over there in North Carolina. He just did a photo op, and all of them sitting around there and looked at him and everything. Oh, Daddy Diaper, you all right? Yeah. Nobody said nothing against him or nothing. It wasn't a whole big deal. And nothing came about. He just wasted some gas money. So Daddy Diaper, in his infinite thing to show people that he the toughest dog on the block, jumped back in his jet, him and his wife, and said they were heading to California. What'd he do that for? The governor has been texting him to find out his itinerary, what he planned on doing in California. He didn't answer. So I guess he thought that the governor was just going to just let him come to his state and wasn't going to say nothing.
Well, wait a minute, Ed. Hold up. Time out. Do you know that he tried to contact 47? He would not take his calls.
Right, I know. That's what I just said. He tried to contact him. He tried to text him.
And
he tried to text him. He wouldn't answer it.
He told his people to find out where he's going to land. He went on his own.
On his own. Absolutely. That's what I'm trying to say that. He went on his own. He got to find out where he's at. See, he ain't coming to my state, and I don't know he coming here. Now, he's the Democratic governor there, and he tried to contact Trump, and Trump didn't answer him. I guess I'm gonna go up in there. He ain't coming over here. I'm gonna go and do my show, my minstrel show over here in California, and he ain't gonna say nothing because I didn't answer him. Well, he didn't understand that Gavin, he ain't no fool, and he ain't gonna let that man come over there and bully him in his state. So lo and behold, old Trumpy boy figured that he can get by and slide through him, landed his plane, and guess who met him on the tarmac? He didn't even let him get inside to build him. He met him on the tarmac. As soon as he got off, he couldn't stop him because he's the governor of the state now. Secret Service couldn't stop him from coming. He's the governor of the state. Why are you going to stop the government? Oh man, it'd have been a big thing if the Secret Service had said, "You can't come over here because Trump don't want you over here." Woo wee. I'm pretty sure Gavin probably had something for him then. He had a news conference going to be out. They didn't even want me over there to meet the president, but he met him. And I said, and everybody else said, I wish we had a bird on Gavin Newsom's shoulder to hear what he told that man when he came down there, and his whole demeanor. he pointing at the president, and you know whatever he said to him, it had to be some strong words and stuff there. So I'm hoping there's somebody out there in the audience or somebody who's a lip reader will go back on some of these streaming shows and tell us exactly what Gavin Newsom told him. Whatever he told him, it had to be tough and strong. Because I don't know if anybody else looked at it, but girlfriend was standing up there with him and listening to everything that was being said. And when it was all over with, she grabbed old Gavin and kissed him on the cheek. I don't know if anybody saw it, but I did.
I saw it. I saw it.
Girlfriend, his wife, grabbed him and kissed him on the cheek. Now that's the kind of man you want to be standing out there for you. He letting the people of California know this rascal ain't coming over here and doing anything and without my say so. And wherever Trump had up his sleeve, it just went away. As soon as he caught him on the tarmac, he walked up there just mild-mannered and meek to the new people and said, "Woo. Well, the governor wanted to say something." And Gavin said what he had to say. Oh, that's the kind of leader you want. You're going to stand up to that bully. And I know whatever Trump had in mind and however he planned on doing that stuff, it just went out. It went away. It went away. He didn't say nothing else.
And you know Trump was hot, bro.
Yeah, and he ain't nothing else happened. He done got back on his plane. Now he done headed back over there to D.C. He got back on his plane and didn't get nothing from that visit. Oh, so anyway, I had to say something about that because I just was filled up that he thought he was going to get away with this mess. He didn't dog him out. So hopefully, California, you guys over there will get y'all federal dollars, and Trump ain't gonna say nothing, and he can't come over there and throw any towels at you, paper towels. Oh shit! I'm just enjoying myself, man. What's your final word, man? We at the end here.
Well, we'll see all of those executive orders and see exactly what is going to be implemented.
Man,
Because
yeah.
a lot of things are changing. And my main thing is I'm going to be watching with these federal employees is what's happening. Now, was that you or was it something I read that said that 900 DOJ people left? I'm not for certain, but they said that
quite a few of them have already resigned and left because they know they were going to lose their job, and because he put out a hiring freeze and stuff. His new attorney general ain't gonna be able to hire anybody.
So in other words, ain't nothing gonna get done as far as the DOJ.
Probably until he relinquishes that hiring freeze, or he puts out an edict and stuff. Say, all right, we're gonna hire people over Department of Justice and stuff because we need them. Other than that, he got a hiring freeze for all the federal employees, and the lawyers, attorneys, and stuff that work for the federal government, they are federal employees. They are in that.
So
They
when
are
she
they are
walk in
they
there,
are
when she
they are
walk in
part
there and
they are
talk to
part
all
of
those
that.
people,
They are part of that government service coding that they have for the pay grade that they get. So if they're in that government service for pay grade, they're government employees. So he didn't put out an edict, we ain't gonna hire anybody. Okay.
well, that's what I'm gonna be watching. I'm gonna be watching that very closely.
Yeah. See if they're gonna be able to hire somebody. Because a bunch of them, I tell you, a bunch of them resigned already. They said they gone. I'm sorry, we ain't standing up under the administration. We ain't letting them fools over here run it because they got other places to go to, especially those attorneys and stuff. They've been U.S. attorneys for 4 years and stuff and everything. Man, they got some jobs out there, man, waiting on them in the private sector. They waiting.
Yep.
They can be hired out there making a heck of a lot more money out there in that private sector than they are working for the DOJ. Especially since whoever's going to come into that job going to handcuff them. Might well leave now, by the time it's good, by the getting good. So, anything else?
That's it. That's all I got, bro.
That's it as far as it goes. Up, Ted. Who gonna win tomorrow, man? Who gonna win tomorrow? Who you got? Who you got? Who you got?
I
Who
got
you got?
Kansas City, and I got DC.
Oh man, you going for Jaden?
I gotta go for Jake, bro.
Gotta go for Jaden.
I gotta go for Jake.
Now, I don't know if this is true, Ted, but there was a YouTube video that I couldn't get a chance to read that said something was wrong with Jalen.
His ankle or his
His ankle?
thigh, something like that.
Yeah, they said
He
something was
got a
wrong with
bad
his
leg.
Yeah, they said something was wrong with
And,
Jalen's
his strength is running.
right.
So that's gonna be a problem for him.
Yeah. Hey
Because
man.
he don't pass that many times. He might do 15 passes tops. That man is built like a brick house.
Well, people,
He got a bad leg.
you gonna heard it from Ted because I didn't know exactly what they were talking about. All I know is they said he was hurt.
But then they can say anything.
Yeah.
We don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know how good he is or whatever. I
Yeah.
know he wouldn't be out there if he was really, really hurt.
Yeah.
So he obviously is ready to go.
Old Nicky
I
boy's
would
job.
like for Jalen to go ahead and go for that championship.
Yeah. Well, old
But he
Nicky's
ain't gonna
job.
be Kansas City.
Yeah. Well, Nicky's job is on the line. Well, if Kansas City does make it into the Super Bowl, they're going to be they're going for what, a three-peat now or what?
Three-peat, bro.
Three-peat, 3-time consecutive Super Bowl winners. History making.
Everybody got Buffalo winning it though. All the football players got Buffalo. Saying that it's Josh, what's his name? Josh Allen?
Josh Allen.
They say it's his time, bro.
We will find out tomorrow after 6:30 in the evening.
Yep.
So next time we see you guys, we're gonna know who the Super Bowl people are gonna be, and who's gonna meet each other in February in the Dome in New Orleans and Nolans. But I had to get that out. I had to find out who you had, man. I like Jalen, but Jalen he's a bad man. He's
Rookie.
a bad man.
He's a rookie.
A bad man. And his coach has been able to get plays and stuff just for him. And if you got a coach and stuff who got plays for your playmakers, and he as long as he don't get hurt, because that boy's gonna try to
They're
hurt him.
coming for him. They're coming for him.
coming for him, man. As long as he don't get hurt, because them boys come and hit him. If they ever do get a lick on him and stuff, a good clean lick and stuff, I'm gonna look out. Every time he get hit, I'm gonna be looking down there. Is he gonna get up?
But hey, here's the thing: what they do to those quarterbacks. I don't know if you ever noticed this, and I know you do. When they got them down on the ground,
Yeah.
they put them knees in them, bro.
Oh yeah. Put their hands.
And they hit them hard in the back.
Put their hands on their chest, and when they get up, they use them as a brace to get up.
I'm telling you, man, all those little hits that he would get, that was a wear on you, bro. So we'll see. I know he's a tough little rascal, though.
Well, he kind of lighting the pants now.
That's what I'm saying. He only 210 or whatever.
Yeah, but he does know how to slide. He does know how to go out of bounds when the going gets tough. We'll see, man. I don't know. I just hate to see hurt. I'm not worried about Phillies coach old Nick. If he loses his job or not, I don't care. I just wanted to see, because Jalen's been there to the big dance before and lost. So they paying that boy a lot of money, and he does. Oh man, something about that boy I just like, no matter what. I remember he got him a management team of 5 people. Every last one of them is a woman.
Really?
Yeah. His whole management team are women. People who negotiate his contract, who deals with him, his publicists, all of them are women. He's empowered them to take care of him. Anyway, people, it's time for us to get out of here and head on out. Mr. Harvey got a lot of stuff going on this afternoon and everything. He's a busy man. Bye-bye.